Now, without further ado, put your hands together. Give a big, warm KFOG welcome to Houses. Yeah. Yeah. Man, talking about it.
Hi, thank you for coming out.
We're Houses.
Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming. Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming. Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming our way. Hold tight, we can make it on our own. 'Cause the television's saying that everything we know is wrong. So we fake it till we make it on our own. Spent the best years of our lives all alone. So hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming. Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming. Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming our way. Coming our way. Coming our way. Coming our way. Oh, coming our way. Hold tight. We're tired of playing along. 'Cause everybody's singing the same old fucking song. So we fake it till we make it through the best years of our lives. Yeah, we let them pass by. And no, we never thought twice. So hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming. Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming. Hold tight, honey, there's bad times coming our way. Oh, coming our way. Oh, coming our way. Oh, coming our way. Oh, coming our way. Thank you. And when you get home, I'll be waiting in the attic for you. So soak it up. 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 So when the sun starts rising and the city's awake and the drugs are wearing off, we'll soak it up. Oh, we'll soak it up. And when the color starts fading on the videotape and the light burns holes in our eyes, we'll soak it up. We'll soak it up. We'll soak it up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out in the rain.
We got raincoats here, Dexter. It's okay. We're all good, man. Houses, everybody. This is awesome, right? Man. I feel like we're hanging out in like my living room, but this is way more fancier. Super cool.
Very cozy.
Yeah, super cozy, man. Well, I got to congratulate you guys on a couple things. Drugstore Heaven, your EP, congratulations on that. And then you guys, today Dexter told me that he feels like he finally made it because he has a driver now to drive the van around. How does that feel? How life-changing is that as a band?
We're one day into it. But Adam, our driver, who's probably around here somewhere, drove up today, and it was a beautiful thing. It was the first time I felt relaxed in San Francisco driving a car.
And that probably allows you a lot more time to, like, be looking at things on Instagram and reading books and writing poetry. And...
time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell what I do with all this.
All right, at the end of this tour, I want to recap. I want everything. Dexter, I want to get a little bit into your background. I think you have a really interesting story, and it's one of those things that, to me, it's almost like a movie. There's like this comeback, redemption, recovery. You grew up, and your song "Fast Talks" kind of is a autobiography, right?
Yeah. It's about my childhood growing up in Chicago.
Which was a little crazy.
It was a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a song about a bunch of friends I had out in Chicago when I was a kid, and just sort of like the sort of misgivings of youth and what happens, I guess, when you sort of like, I don't know. I feel like the song is all there. It's like all of it is in the lyrics without starting to just quote lyrics. It's pretty much all there, though.
Yeah. Dexter's being a little shy. He told me that he played drums in a heavy metal band called Evil Empire. Now, listen, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, there's, you're on LSD and you're playing drums in a heavy metal band called Evil Empire.
That's pretty, yeah, that sums up my youth pretty well, actually. in one sentence, that pretty much takes care of all of it.
It's fascinating. I always love kind of backgrounds like that and to hear what they kind of lead to, and when you think of that as kind of a route to what Houses is, you probably wouldn't expect that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But it does. It makes it, all those influences make their way into the songs all the time.
Yeah. How come there's no like crazy drum solo,
Oh yeah, this is the stripped back one. Usually he's doing blast beats the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. So you dealt with kind of addiction at an early age. You find recovery, and then one of my favorite historical stories of yours is how you met Megan. And I believe this could be totally wrong. A friend of mine told me this. I don't know if this is true.
Well, if it sounds crazy, it's probably not true.
Okay, no, I mean it's not crazy as far as like being a an evil empire back in the day, but it's so romantic and it's so awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong. A friend told me this, but you guys you worked at an Apple store in a mall in Chicago.
Yeah, I was like working in the back.
You were like a smart genius lab. She was the genius girl.
No, I wasn't a genius. I would get everyone's old photos off their computers when their computers would break.
Okay.
That was my only job.
And she worked at the same store. Is that right?
Different one.
Different Apple store.
Yeah.
Well, you tell me the story.
This is a deep cut.
I mean, basically, it really that has almost nothing to. We just met one time at this place. It was months and months and months later. We met through a friend.
Dexter, I've been married a long time. This could have been the moment for her, dude. You don't want to discard that, okay? Like this right now, Megan's like, "What do you mean it wasn't a big deal?" That was when I knew. That was the moment. Megan, you tell me the story.
I've been with this guy for 10 years. I love him. He's the love of my life.
Yeah.
And he makes me feel so young and beautiful every day. And I'm just so happy to be up here and playing with him. It's just such an honor. And
Thank you.
to see him grow and develop through his profession and to be able to join that is really amazing.
That's so sweet.
But
Look
yeah,
at-
we
look at
we
you.
both used to work at Apple, and
moved to
good
Hawaii
riddance
for a
to
while.
that, because holy cow. But yeah, we met and we just haven't separated since. Just
What do you
amazing.
mean you moved to Hawaii for a while? Like
That's
this is
really
kind of
how
strange
we
because
met.
isn't that the end goal
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everyone? Right?
Well,
Like you're
you
doing
know-
this all the wrong way, Dexter.
So basically,
He got fired from Apple, actually.
that's really what happened. I was like
Yeah.
given deep discounts and stuff like that, and I ended up getting canned. And then I had
And
this great
then-
idea to move out to Hawaii,
And I wasn't happy, and I was like, fine, I'll quit, and we
and
just
so we just bailed for a
up
couple
and
months.
moved, yeah, up and
And that's
ready.
actually where we made the first Houses album. Was there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's actually more of the story than the Apple story is just like that was a nightmare for both of us.
Yeah. I love that. It's like, oh yeah, then we like moved to Hawaii and whatever. It's like, but this is like reverse. Like what's gonna happen? Like where does this all lead?
Yeah, no, we're like rapidly approaching moving back in with both of our own parents. We're just doing
the
we're
basement.
Benjamin buttoning our relationship.
You're a busy dude when Houses is not active. You're doing all kinds of producing and kind of ghostwriting and stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about that, like that world, and how do you balance that between your own project?
It's a very different world. I sometimes go write songs for like big pop star people,
Lil
and
Yachty.
they usually say no when
Lil
I hand
Yachty.
them the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Yachty,
Yeah.
Kelly Uchis, and a couple other people. It's a very strange world. It's like competitive songwriting on a with a timer where people are just hitting the timer, and then an A&R is calling, being like, "Is it done yet? How's it sound? Is it a hit?"
How do you know if it's a hit? I'm taking
Oh,
notes.
I
one
mean,
second.
trust me. No one knows. 50% of the people are sure everything is a hit, so it's really scary place to be. But I enjoy doing it, and I really, really enjoy taking breaks from it and making my own music because it feels like once I'm kind of like shoved into the box where it's like there's rules, there's tempo rules. You have to hit the chorus before certain times.
Sure. It
all
sounds
this stuff.
stressful, man.
Yeah, it's way stressful, and then to be able to just kind of be like, okay, I'm going to put all that on hold for like a year and just kind of freak out and make a bunch of noise. And that's
But
a
what
lot
is
of
that?
fun.
I mean, just kind of explain to me what that kind of that process or what that feels like to be a songwriter. Like when you write a song and then you basically go like, hey man, this song's really important. It has a lot of big meaning. And you're going to some dude who's like, just not connected to it.
Yeah.
And then you hear them sing your song and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be kind of weird, right? It's almost like someone like wearing your pajamas, right? It's like,
totally.
those are my PJs, man. Like,
Totally.
I made that rip and that,
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, you regularly see people out talking about lyrics and how much they mean to them, and you're like, I actually know the guy who wrote that song. But yeah, it's definitely a different feeling, and I generally try not to put too much of my personal emotions into that when I'm doing other people's music, because it's very much like you have to balance your ego all the time, because if you're not creating for yourself, you have to sort of put yourself like in the position that you'd want somebody else to be if they were helping you with your own music, which is sort of just a vehicle to get your song from like a demo form to like the biggest or like the final form that they want.
Yeah, that's interesting insight that a lot of songwriters don't put too much of their personal stuff in. That's probably why all the songs are about like cars,
Yes.
girls, and shaking your butt.
Yes, that's
like-
it's really easy. Those are like the 5 topics that we all kind of
You
we have.
throw a
There's book.
dartboard. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, do we mention someone shaking their butt? No, okay, throw that in. All right, we got it.
It's pretty much it.
Is it pretty much it?
I mean, in some sessions, yeah. I've definitely been in sessions like that where that was pretty much like we got like 4 topics to work from, and those are actually really fun because you really just get to focus on the music and sort of message kind of just rides on top of it all.
And for the rest of you guys, how does this work? And you guys can grab a microphone if you want to weigh in, or Megan can answer for the band. I mean, when Dexter decides, like, hey, man, I got enough songs, you know, I've spent 6 years writing these songs, I'm ready to do this, does he put, like, the yin-yang kind of Batman thing, like the thing in the air, and everyone's like, oh, house is time?
I think what's really cool is Tyson actually on the end there. He's our neighbor.
Yeah, he was our neighbor.
So that's how we met him. We moved
Hawaii?
In,
Or
no,
LA?
in LA. Yeah.
LA.
So that we met him, and that was just
Tyson's
love
like, I wish
at
he was
first
in
sight.
Hawaii.
When we were making the record, I was making a ton of noise right above him, and then eventually I was like, had to meet him and be like, hey, do you mind that I'm making so much noise? And he was building speakers, so it ended up being like a really good match, and then we've been good friends ever since.
He's not telling you that my dog's barking made it on a bunch of the records.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. they get a credit, Tyson? They get a little credit?
Yeah.
Those are my dogs, man.
That's
Awesome.
Get the beat in that.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for taking the time to hang out with us. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
We
Continued
really appreciate
success.
being here.
Thank you so much.
Playing at the Fox in Oakland tonight. Open up for Jungle.
Yes.
So if you enjoy what you see and you're not going, make sure you go.
So great.
And let's hear some more songs, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, this is Fast Talk.
Me and my best friends cruising down West End Street, hiding from cops and driving circles around the block all week. Now all of my friends died out on West End Street. They say we're born to die young, but we're just trying to live in peace. So maybe heaven is a ghetto with no bad blocks, Shangri-La dealers at the bus stop, and maybe God is just a cop that we can fast talk. So if you're guilty and you know it, put your hands up, 'cause karma's just a different word for bad luck. And what if death is just another pair of handcuffs? Well, then we better run. All of our friends went crazy on LSD, sailing their cars through the big bright city streets. And everyone who knows our name says that we ain't ever gonna change. They say we're born to die young, but we're trying to find a better way. They say we're born to die young, but we're trying to find a better way. So maybe heaven is a ghetto with no bad blocks, Shangri-La dealers at the bus stop, and maybe God is just a cop that we can fast talk. So if you're guilty and you know it, put your hands up, 'cause karma's just a different word for bad luck. And what if death is just another pair of handcuffs? Well, then we better run. Well, then we better run.
Let's hear it for him, guys. Houses, let's go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you so much, really.